How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today we are actually at the Pocono Raceway for the RaceMotive roll racing event. And of course, we're going to be racing the Challenger today. So this is actually the first time that I've ever raced the Challenger, like in the United States, if you guys know what I'm saying. But the way this actual event works is that, of course, like I said, it's roll racing and it's a third mile. So it's not like your standard drag strip where you have a quarter mile and you're starting from a dig. So with this roll racing event, you can actually start from any speed as long as it's below 66. So basically any speed up to 65.99 miles per hour is considered a fair start. Now they do say that you can start at any speed you want, even if it's above 65, it just won't count for your actual like runs for the day. So yeah, I'm really excited. There's going to be a whole bunch of insane cars. I know Street Speed 717 is supposed to be here. And also, for those of you that are new to the channel, first of all, thank you for watching. But today, like I said, we're going to be racing my 2016 Dodge Challenger ScatPack. It dynoed 470 wheel horsepower. It has long tube headers, catless mid pipes, and a mid muffler delete, along with a custom dyno tune by OST Dyno. And all those mods, it actually picked up about 48 horsepower. So completely stock baseline, it was 422 on the dyno. And then after those mods and tune, it put down 470. So of course, we're obviously not going to be the fastest car here, but I'm hoping that we're also not going to be the slowest car here. So should be really fun runs, and yeah, we'll see who we get to race. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. All right, guys, this is going to be our first run of the day here. Looks like we're going up against a C6 Z06. So should be a fun race. Of course, I'm not expecting to win, but yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds really good. Sounds like it has a cam, definitely. See how much of a gap he puts on me. So not as bad as I was expecting, to be honest. I wasn't looking at my speedometer, but I mean, it seemed like a really good run. I think he also let off like midway through that run, so that might be part of the reason why it was that close. But yeah, I mean, obviously he did put a few cars on me, but it was closer than I was expecting, to be honest. So that was my first run of the day so far. And also, I do want to point out, I wasn't in sport mode or anything for that. So basically what I was doing is I was just using the paddle shifters up until the top of third gear to start at around 65. And basically what I was doing is, as soon as I hit the gas, I switched it over back to automatic mode just so it would shift at the most efficient points. Like the computer was actually doing the shifting. I was not doing that. Probably next run, I might put it into sport mode and see how much of a difference it will make. All right, guys, so I figured out that for my first run, I actually ran 129 miles per hour. But the only thing is I started at 66, which technically is a false start. They disqualified me for that. So my mile per hour doesn't actually count towards my like highest mile per hour. Guys, so as you saw, Street Speed 717 just pulled up with his 1,000 wheel horsepower C7 ZR1. Really excited to see what that thing will do today. I know his goal was like 175. And as you guys saw, he did take the wing off as well. So it's definitely going to give him less drag and a higher top speed, hopefully. All right, guys. So second run, we are racing a Tesla. So this is going to be interesting. I know I'm definitely going to... this is going to be bad. But I don't know if it's a Plaid or not. But it should be a pretty fun race. Obviously, it's going to destroy me completely. But it'll still be fun. See how it goes. was insane. Oh my gosh, those Teslas do not play around. As soon as that thing hit the gas, you guys saw it was instantly away. Like it, you know, it was, by the time I got halfway down, it seemed like the Tesla was already done, like already finished past the line. It was insane. Obviously all electric, so it has instant torque. If that was a Plaid, I believe those make about 1,000 horsepower. He does have the blue sticker on his car, which does indicate over 750 horsepower. So yeah, I mean, that was an insane run. All right guys, so obviously not the ideal race with that Tesla, because you know that thing has double the horsepower that I have. Like I said, I have 470 to the wheels in this car. If that was a Plaid, then I think those things dyno around 1,000. So I mean, it was still a lot of fun to see how much of a difference there was between a really extremely fast Tesla and a muscle car like this that's completely NA, you know, obviously gas powered versus electric. So it really goes to show you that like Teslas really, like, as much as I hate to admit it, they are insanely fast, and they are probably gonna take over the future sometime. Just Teslas in general, but mostly electric cars. Go ahead and enjoy these gas powered cars while we still can. Really fun race with that Tesla. It was a lot of fun just to see how much of a difference there was. Speed that I ran on that race was 128, and I started at 61, so I made sure that I was below 65 this time. I didn't want to cross over like I did on the first race. So like I said, my start speed was 61 and my finish speed was 128. As for the Tesla, so it actually is a Model S Plaid. I did verify that, but there's actually two Plaids at the event today, so I'm not sure which one is which on the the timing sheet that I was looking at, but they both ran at 161 miles per hour, so that is definitely insane. I believe those cars actually top out at like 163 or something, so that car was getting to its top speed like during that third mile run, so that's definitely insane. So you know, 128 versus 161, that's a huge difference, and those things do have 1,000 horsepower. All right guys, so race number 3, we're going to be going up against this Audi TT RS right over here. It definitely does not sound stock, so we'll see how this goes. I also do have sport mode on for this run, so what that does, it basically just holds the RPMs higher and shifts at a higher RPM. It also tightens up the steering, which obviously won't really matter for roll racing like this. It also makes the shifts a little bit more aggressive and quicker, so we'll see how much of a difference that'll make when it comes to our finishing speed here. So just to review, our first run we did 129, but that was with a 66 mile an hour start, which does not count, it's a false start. Our second run we started at 61 and our finishing speed was 128. So technically my best speed so far is 128 if you don't count the 129. So we'll see if we can do a better speed with sport mode going against this Audi TT RS right here. If I'm being completely realistic though, I feel like he's going to beat me just because of how light those things are. And like I said, it definitely does not sound stock at all. So we'll see how it goes. Should be fun. Insane. I want to know how much those things weigh, because he gave me a head start too. You guys saw he was he let me take the jump on that one. He was behind me a little bit at the starting line, but yeah, as soon as I started, he flew right past me. You guys saw that. That was insane. I definitely want to know how much that thing weighs and how much power it makes, because that's definitely a very good power to weight ratio, because that thing, you guys know, those things are tiny and they have to weigh, you know, obviously a lot less than this thing. But yeah, that was a good race though. All right guys, so a quick recap of race 3. So you guys saw that TT RS was absolutely crazy fast. So My start speed on that race was actually 58, which is my lowest starting speed of the day. And my finishing speed was 126, which is also my lowest finishing speed. Now I was in sport mode and I actually did feel a pretty good difference just comparing it to the first two runs, mostly in the throttle response on that and the shifting aggressiveness. So whenever I was going through the first three gears, whenever I was lining up with the TT RS, I could feel that the shifts were definitely quicker and definitely a lot more aggressive too. You guys probably heard that on camera as well. But whenever I actually hit it to start, it went instantly. Like there was no lag at all. So you could definitely tell a difference with the throttle response in sport mode. I didn't really feel anything on the actual run. Maybe, you know, maybe the RPMs were going up just a little bit higher, but I couldn't really tell a difference just by listening to it. I wasn't really looking at the RPMs on that. But yeah, overall a fun run on that one. And the reason that my starting speed was that slow, you know, my first two runs were quicker than 58. You know, I did 66 and then I believe 61 the second time. Third time was 58, and I believe the reason that I started so low was because I saw that the Audi was kind of staying behind me a little bit, so I wanted to line up with him just to make it an even start. But I kind of felt like he was holding back on purpose just to kind of give me the jump and then fly right past me, which is obviously exactly what happened. And, you know, so I was trying to line up with him, so that's kind of why I think my starting speed was a little bit lower than before. Alrighty guys, so we are lining up for the fourth race of the day today. So I believe we're going to be racing this Charger Hellcat right here, so we'll see how that's going to go. Of course he's going to beat me, he has a lot more power, but these Charger Hellcats also weigh a little bit more than the Challenger ScatPacks. So this thing actually weighs 4,200 pounds. I believe the Charger Hellcats weigh about 44 or 45 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it should be a fun race to see how it stacks up against a Hellcat. Raced a Charger Hellcat. I kind of messed up a little bit there on the start, but I think we were right around like the low 60s maybe for the starting speed. I was trying to keep it as close to 65 as I could, but I felt like I was kind of creeping up to 65 a little bit too fast, so that's when I kind of got out of the gas so I wouldn't go above 65 like the first time. So I think that was a pretty fair start. With a little bit of a mess up there, like I said, I did lift my foot off the gas and put it back on, and then of course I floored it at the starting line. So I think that still counted as a fair start. We'll have to look at the results here whenever we stop. But yeah, that was a pretty fun race. Like I said, a lot more horsepower with the Charger Hellcat. This thing puts down 470 right now. I'm not sure what's done to the Charger, but yeah, I mean, it could be stock. It didn't really sound like crazy loud or anything like that. It definitely sounded more on the stockish side. Of course, it still could have other modifications, like other than the exhaust, but yeah, that was definitely a pretty fun run. All right, guys, so we have some good news. That was actually my best run of the day. We got a near perfect start. So we started at 65.24. And like I said, the maximum starting speed for a fair start is 65.99. So 65.24 is definitely I would call that a near perfect start. And our ending speed was 128.09. I'd say that 128 is probably the best speed that I could achieve here. Like I said, with a near perfect start, we were using sport mode on that run as well. But coming into this event, I was actually expecting to run around 130s, like mid 130s maybe. That was kind of my goal. But then I realized that like stock Z06s would run like maybe 140 or something like that. So I kind of set my goal for high 120s again, and we were able to achieve that. So unfortunately, we did not actually win any of the races that I had today out of any of the 4 cars that I raced. RaceMotive does welcome any kind of car to come here and race. You gotta keep in mind, most people that do come here build their cars specifically for racing. This car isn't built, it's not set up for like racing or anything like that. It's not like a serious race car. I've said in a few of my previous videos that I used to daily drive this car, and this is my reliable car on the channel. You know, I still have my 21-year-old Jeep Cherokee XJ. That car, you know, it is reliable. I haven't had any times where it's like stranded me or anything. But this car being a lot newer than the Jeep, this car is considered, I would consider this car my reliable car. So I don't want to do anything too much with this car when it comes to like modifications, because I do want to keep that reliability. I have mildly thought about doing the Hellion twin turbo kit on this thing, but you know, I've also heard that these 392 Hemis do not really handle boost very well. If it's built right, then I'm sure it can handle it. I know one of my friends that was in my previous videos, his name is Saif. He has a ProCharge SRT 392. Made a video on that car a few years ago, and it's still running perfectly to this day after a few years of being on that setup. So it definitely can be done. These engines definitely can handle boost, but I don't think that 392 Hemi is the best like engine to handle boost. Like, I also did think about getting a cam, just like something mild to get some more power and some more chop in the sound. I think it would sound insane with a mild cam. I know OST Dyno does have a few custom cams that they've designed, and I have thought about doing those, but once again, the labor on that is what kills you. It's about $7,000, I believe, for parts and labor for a cam. And then for the twin turbo kit, $7,000 will only get you the parts. There's 165 that time, but the first time he did a 210. All right, and up next, I believe this is actually a turbo Grand Cherokee. This should be a good one. $189 for the Turbo R8. $187. We got a total of 4 races in today. I actually spent most of the day just watching other people race, which is also a whole lot of fun. It's really cool to see what people have done to their cars and, you know, the performance increases that they've had, especially those twin turbo Huracans. I know Underground Racing is here. Petrol Works is also here, so it was a whole bunch of fun seeing all these cars out here. I also did get to see Street Speed 717 today. At one point, I actually thought I was going to get to race him because I was lining up right next to him. The Tesla Plaid got next to me, but that was still a pretty fun race. The best mile an hour that I saw Mike run was actually, I think, 170. He did take his wing off today to hopefully decrease the downforce and increase his top speed. I don't know what his best speed was today, but I'm sure he'll post that in his video. And the best speed of any car today here that I saw was 210, I believe, which is from a GTR. It was insanely fast. I know there was one car here, I think it was a twin turbo Lamborghini, I believe. It was trying to break the track record of like 224, I think. So I don't know if that actually happened or not, but that'd be insane. Like I said, it was a whole lot of fun here at the Pocono Raceway with the RaceMotive event today. And that's probably gonna do it for today for me. We still have about, let's see, there's about 45 minutes left of racing. I'm probably gonna call it a day from here. We had 4 pretty good runs, I would say. The last run was definitely the best. 65 mile an hour start speed, 128 was the finish speed on that one. So that gives you guys a pretty good idea of what a, you know, I would call this car a near stock Challenger ScatPack. Like I said in the beginning, the mods are long tube headers, callus mid pipes, mid muffler delete, and a custom dyno tune. It did pick up 48 horsepower from that. Yeah guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you again to Pocono Raceway for hosting the RaceMotive event. It was a whole lot of fun, and I might come back sometime in the future to race some more people here. If you guys have any questions or video suggestions for videos that you would like to see in the future, make sure to drop those down in the comments below. And if you guys like this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.